This story dates back to late 1970s. Under the leadership of Deng Xiaoping, China opened up its economy for foreign investments. And many manufacturers were lured to China, mainly because of its cheap labor. This led to massive industrial growth in China. Before industrialization, China was an agriculture-based economy, and more than 80% of its population lived in rural areas. But industrial growth fueled urbanization. By 1990s, the urban population accounted for almost 30% of the total population. This was followed by rising real estate demand in the 1990s. During this period, a company named Evergrande, who previously sold water bottles, jumped in the real estate sector. Due to rising real estate demand, Evergrande started growing rapidly. Real estate being a high capital expenditure business, they started borrowing heavily. Now the question is, why were banks lending so much? That was because, back then, real estate was considered a good sector to lend money to, as the business managed to maintain healthy profit margins due to increasing demand. Moreover, it boosts the economy by giving good businesses to sectors like steel, cement, and many more. By mid-2010s, Evergrande's revenues had reached 133 billion yuan. But, instead of completing their current projects or paying off their debt, they were building multiple projects at an alarming rate, and were pre-selling thousands, if not millions of apartments even before the construction was completed. Advancing to 2020, the coronavirus pandemic was like salt to Evergrande's debt wounds. The world was shut, and so was the country who started the pandemic, China. Suddenly, people were not buying houses anymore, nor were the banks lending money. Evergrande had no money left, neither to complete construction nor to pay off their debt. And around 800 of their projects were left unfinished. Soon, Evergrande started defaulting on the loans. And the people who had prepaid for their flats started protesting as the buildings were not being built. At this point, Evergrande's debt was exceeding 300 billion. How will this affect the Chinese economy? Let's check it out. Evergrande owes its suppliers excess of 100 billion. These suppliers, and the people who have prepaid for the flats, are threatening not to pay interests on the loan. According to Bloomberg, Chinese banks may face losses of 350 billion from this property crisis. And if the banks collapse, it will send shockwaves to the whole Chinese economy. An Indian Express article says this could be Lehman crisis-like situation in China. What do you think will happen to China? Hope you liked the video. Thank you for watching.